So I'm going to begin this reading with a dedication, as I did the book, for Greg, who came after this book to make the shift in my life that shifted the reframing and revisioning of Vitreous High. Love you. I'm going to start with a poem from the section titled, "The dreams of pure immanence and pure transcendence are as one. Cocteau's Orphée remade. They meet. When they meet, Orpheus just leaning there, leans in, the frame wielding that look. Narcissus sits across from the mirror to see himself seen, see himself being seen, his body being, his mind, a wilting waiting, trying to knot or disentangle, to see beyond reflection, wanting refraction, not to mistake refracted or retracted, inflected or infected. Desire does not invade, it harvests, is harvested. Organ of revolt, no fealty. Orpheus stands over, whipping that book over. Raw surface, serenade. Tremors over the walls build. The room the mirror then walks through. Looks back to see his following falling. Narcissus duped again. All Orpheus wants. Wasn't Narcissus wanted to break over the real, wanted to slice into the cut of sensation passing through? It was Orpheus who sang to bleed rock and gleeful like a light, the light itself, clean of seeing. Orpheus sings. What extracted from the body for the body to form? What world for the word to body forth? Does the radical nature of your doubt uphold your solitude? Is solitude your nature, or can you relinquish? Can you body, or is it mind forth? Faith. Narcissus, only light, wanted only the light to give breath to. Only the boy floating over the screen of the real wanted to carve out of it, touch. The shadow he wanted, the shadow beneath it, was Orpheus, released, cast it back, it snarled into the dark and limbed from. Impossible to sustain, impossible to cease. A darkness passes through a curve of light. Orpheus, his dream of undoing, undone. Was woman he wanted to, could not. Body he could not. Purge. Lost body, alas. A host. Hissing, light keening to sing itself real as shadow. Running through now down, no mother's body's night. Leaning there, leans in. Empty light. Empty of. A day gone. A gust. And again. You were probably necessary to me. I forgot that's the normal thing though, right? No, I don't care. Make all the noise you want. Dispossessed of the whole, the word of the whirl, of the light of the wet foliage, phosphorescing noon eyes, shower, the ground, saturated with falling, petals, your feet, irises, in wet dirt, root, stem, style, stigma, narcissi soiling the water with aspiration, reflection, you take for thirst, what sleeks of you, the whirling, unwhirling, the lack of, sift through soft-spoken, even calloused hands, of the hands and what they do, not say, lines, veins, hairs, marks, of the hands and what they only say, between the lines, their caress, of the dirt, of the sky, of the feet, of the waves of sun leers, chromatic, edges that compose the garden burst, of rabbit overtaken into the thickness, its empty, errant secret, thickening, flies thicken, an exposed turtle eye, wide as any moment of shuddering. Tongue I gave you, saying, I is the truth you ease with release. This is from a suite called Obad. It's part 3. The meaning of certainty is getting burned. Though truth will still escape us, we must put our hands on bodies. Rosemary Walter. Over the supple, gossipy, tin can heart, unrelenting to make you exist. Dory Graham. Despite light caught in the weave of the shears, he considers himself happy. Familial resolve in the grain of the floor that is absorbed by the dermis and gives it shape by a process inevitably misconstrued as distortion. Though a certain molecular structure feeds the blood feeds the muscle that molests the mouth, this disquieted mouth that perturbs the blood. Though it fills, thirst crystallizes in the lungs. His arms on either side do not alone support the whole structure of our movement together. Look, sometimes it happens my hands become aware. Rilke. What's at stake in apprehension beyond accidents? Insubstantiating abstract possibilities demarcates a certain limit or realm of knowledge. Love, a supposition of a certain specialized knowledge of, that insensible point of departure you take from the world. Rigorous understanding of the rhythm of the indivisible retracting through you. Washes over the folds of the body, mind through the membranes, inciting memory as if at the cellular level, yielding a certain localized vertigo, expanse of poppies of blood. All we can do is touch one another like this. Rilke. Despite the salience of the grain to that point at which green bleeds through bedrock black, despite the resilience of the invisible, your tongue curves beyond descriptions, descriptors shorn of the referent despite their compulsion, resolves to nothing but the blue resolution of your gaze, circling the dimming line of the vanishing point, some dumb thing blazing a warm tread. Despite the fact of light through the glass, what is caught? For caught read feeds, read rip in the fabric for fact, read fabrication, cause for, despite. Despite the salience of the grain, despite light caught in the weave of shears, despite truth. Orphic, Narcissus from beneath. The shadow escapes from the body like an animal we had been sheltering. Deleuze. And the animals already know by instinct we're not comfortably at home. Rilke. Hand on the empty surface, the surface pulls your hand between the seemingly full and the invertebrate silvered back, between your abrasion of sky and the cavern from which I release my call into glassfuls of diminishing return you weep to reclaim or relieve me of everything. Everything depends on that curve of white from the line of your jaw to the clench of this shadow you enclose my disclosure of flesh to release our expansion of salt and sea. Release this shadow from the soil, the sun-stricken ground against which you split your head or leave left blind. You leave left blind our shadows to tease one another out from touch, from the pulse of your hand unsinking down. What was will be my back, a passage from semblance to sense. The other unbodying within us, between us, this unspoken echoic around a lustrous that point in the distance, which alters the light that traverses our course. Light straggling over the tall trunks hold it firm, seething over this root dust, this shadow. Your shadow spills over to soothe this stirring in the dirt. You obscure to prove. In place of place, 2 male dancers in revolving screen. 4:30 p.m. Caution, caution, caution from every direction. Lights on the blink, horns blasting. In the passenger seat, next to his hissing laugh, dead still. No limber, inch up, dead still. No next to his lover. Distillation of his breath, his dissatisfaction peers unobstructed through the driver's side window, through the threadbare climb of late lung-bearing light, late lumbering light. Skyrise distortion of spatial relations, the question of next to the question of volume and duration of content of solids of form, Eula's of status, fact, ion, to the question of volume and duration of content of solids of form, of formulas of satisfaction. The what of, the condition of the question of pose, possibility of the truth, the position, prop of, from the one I object to the question, the 3 lies, 4 of love, the question of parallel, perpendicular, triangulated question of the tangential and the genital, the interstice, intersecting of the circular, of, as, association, near, of, far, of, here in, out. Section 1 of that. And here's section 2. It's a long poem. Your chest wet against my back, your cock between us, this body, a means, our bodies, a way, this bodying forth, unending, unlit, 2 silvered hides in the dark, this body inside, me inside you, this not between us, our hands, our 4 arms, shoulders, stammering, legs, murmuring, searching a way, pressing the non until the known gives way. There, with your mouth, my mouth, there is something of one, echoing all about, something I know not. What, all static down the line, sharp turn, steep hill, you part this road I part to follow. Dead still. Zeno's arrow bolted down the side of their car, inches fractioning against inches into negative abstraction. Dead still. Zeno Zero bolted down the side of their car, inches fractioning against inches into negative abstraction, the unobstructed view, pixelating into empty space of foreign origin, of forgotten sources, place and body, time and action, all directions, the meeting, all directions, the plummeting, all directions, out of place into place, a falling light, a falling leaf. The rain falls, no constellating lace ration, no consubstantiation, but the plunge. A falling light, a falling leaf. The rain falls. No constellating laceration, no consubstantiation, but the bright black autumnal plunge. We two, together, framing this body between, this articulated mass, our something more than the sun, we, imparting the air, the charge of expansion, a distance breaking over our faces, a distance breaking over the light, our faces over the light, holding our faces distance, this distancing mirage. What is it? This pulse in the raised air between us. What is it? This glaring, pitched up beneath, a plummeting, a something not I know what, thirst, an answer, or is it another question, begging, questioning its foreign tongue, its only tongue, all gesture, our limbs locked open, our eyes shut. There, is there a key? Look in, am locked, struck, blind, the way presses you press, am plucked, sight, plucked, sight. Curtain, from what direction, what other life falls over him, wraps tight, a light, a place, bright as muscle memory, as self-pity, from every window openly fleets, a light despondent and sheer, reanimating the excessive warmth of untouched skin, enveloping the sheath he lies enveloped in, lies denuded on the bed until the light from every direction, from even the neck breath close. Curtain falls, bright as memory, wind bleats, animating war, skin lies nude, light dire from every direction, from even the neck breath close, absconds. In bed denuded, enveloped in his body, his lover, whose extension and movement constitute a rigor, us researching, how to place his or her place, arms, torso, legs extending over and around to harbor, to give place. Each of us returns to find his or her place, to find his or her cause again, and then returns toward the other place, the place of the other, impossible foundation, condition, a possibility for motion, something resplendent in the distance between us, mutual suspense, ion of disbelief, where the direct ions circle, eight, desire, impossible foundation, condition of possibility for motion, something resplendent in the distance between us, mutual suspension of disbelief, where the directions circulate desire. Sky lit up, sky opening over, two bodies, our bodies as one, no two, no self the same, this body, our gaze, difference expanding, contracting, gaze upon each other in that hour. The exponential expands. Your response to touch, my response to fingertips, wet or dry, warm, this othering sameness, this difference in the same again, our darkening field, our blind white flash. This chest, our backs, these arms, our eyes, our only reach. This movement between that hour, when newly created. This movement unwavering and sky unraveling, each in the other. The one we try, the one to body, to bury, the one in the other we hang, unbodied. Music, all shoulder, all shudder, all edge wicking over my shoulder blade, my neck, I hear you, some echoing wherein smoke we hang, smoke there where gleams smoky music, where in the air a knot